Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What's going on? It's Pastor Jay. I am so glad to be with you again with another episode of the Takeaway Podcast. It is our goal to drop jewels and drop information and just share love and talk about real life issues outside of the pulpit for those who may be listening. I want to ask you now that you would like, that you would share, that you would subscribe, that you would follow us on whatever outlet you watching on right now. Follow us, we'll follow you back, and all that good stuff. Today is it's December. It's December. If I was a rapper, I'd be like, it's a December to remember, and that's a nice phrase. But really, though, this is the Get Your Life Together episode. That's right. Listen up and tune in. This is the Get Your Life Together episode. I'm really naming this myself. I don't know what they were going to title it, but I will tell you that I want to talk about something that's not funny matter, something that if you don't handle in 2022 will literally paralyze you and cripple you in 2023. I want to talk about tying up loose ends. That's right, tying up loose ends. I know it's December, and like I said before, December to remember and all of that good stuff. I know everyone's planning their New Year's resolutions and and this and that, and you're moving forward and how 2023 is gonna be your best year yet. Da 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 da. Fa la 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 la. I know you're doing Christmas shopping and vacation planning, but look at here. It's time to tie up loose ends. It's time to acknowledge some stuff. It's time to address some stuff. It's time to work through certain things. Yep, loose ends. What's a loose end? Loose ends hang out and bother you. It's something you need to address. So many times we need to address loose ends so we can focus and concentrate on what's at hand. About to give you. I'm coming your way with an illustration, but these loose ends, when they're not addressed, they take our focus. So then we can't concentrate on the bigger thing at hand. You heard the phrase before that I have bigger fish to fry. Well, we can't get to the big fish. We can't get to the big catch because it's a whole lot of small stuff that's everywhere. You ever been there before? Like just had a whole bunch of small, minute, minor stuff, but it was a bunch of stuff. How do you tie up loose ends? Loose ends will have you not as productive as you're supposed to be. Loose ends are unfinished and unaddressed situations in your life. This could be a bill. This could be a conversation. This could be the final payment on something. This could be, something you need to arrange or get in order. Loose ends are those things that's unfinished and unaddressed. I need you, even if you have to pause for a minute, even if you have to pause or write in your phone while you're listening, I really need you to start thinking about what's unfinished, what's unaddressed. What did I start? It went well and I never went back to. What did I start? I need to sever it because I'm not supposed to be doing it, and I need to end it. What is unfinished and unaddressed? What did I start doing well? What am I doing? What am I doing that I'm not? What am I not doing and I'm supposed to be doing? What did I start that I didn't finish? What is it? Loose ends can cause life friction. Loose ends can cause life friction and big friction and distractions. Major distractions. Loose ends will have you always chasing your tail. Loose ends will have you always trying to catch up. Some people are always so busy, and some people with major things going on are not as busy. I'll throw this in, or is it coming up in a minute? But loose ends are unfinished business or things you meant to do. Loose ends weigh on your mind. Wow. And distract you. I'm finna be, I'm about to be, I'm gonna be, I'm supposed to be. Loose ends have you going in 9, 12 different directions. They're counterproductive. You know, I resigned from some boards this year. In 2022, January, front and center, I know it was some things internally, physically, financially, and just time-wise in some areas of my life, I wanted to accomplish some things. I wanted to be a better communicator. I wanted to do this podcast. I wanted to do other things at the beginning of this year. And I said, there's no way I can do these new things unless I resign from some old things. There's some great, I won't name the name, but there's some great organizations that I'm no longer a part of. Not because the organization wasn't great and not because I didn't develop great relationships in the organization. I already have those relationships. I can't go to a meeting every Monday at this time. I'm not available to go to a meeting every Tuesday at this time. And I got tired of feeling bad because I couldn't be there. When there are other people that could be there, but they don't have my life and I don't have theirs. That was their funnel. That was their deal. So I freed myself from being over obligated. I tied up loose ends and I said, hey, this is a great song. I just can't sing it. This is a great song. I just can't sing it. I love what y'all doing, but I can't do it with you. Maybe once or twice a year, but let me go so I could be who I need to be. I need you to be thinking, what's that loose end? What's that thing? You know, Pastor J, dude, you know, hey, what's that area in your life where you know you need to address it? Maybe it's some unresolved conflict in family or with a loved one. Maybe it's submitting the resume to your present job, telling them why you should be promoted, why you feel so. Do you know when loose ends aren't tied up, you act funny? You move different. You operate different because you're upset or you feel slighted about a particular thing that people don't even know you feel that way because you didn't address it. You didn't bring it out. Don't go into January 2023, if God allows, with loose ends. Hey, I got to give you some Bible so you say I'm a preacher. All right. So, right, I guess. Okay. All right. Cool. Is that okay? All right. You sure? Okay. So in Exodus 14, the children of Israel just left, Moses and the children of Israel, and they just left Egypt and they on their way and it looked like they got away. And then in the second and through the fourth verse, basically God tell Moses to tell the people to go back. Huh? Go back. Okay. He tell them to go back because when you go back, Pharaoh gonna think, gonna get upset and he's gonna send his people after you. Just go back. There's this cloud in the front in the daytime, fire by night, and like the Egyptians close enough as this mic, like they really close, like they could touch, the Egyptians can touch the Hebrews, but children of Israel, but they can't touch them because of the fire and the cloud, the different time of day. Hey, I don't want to talk about fires and clouds, nor do I want to go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. What I want to talk about is loose ends. Here's the deal. God had a plan that the Egyptians they seen that day, they would never see again. They would never have to run again. So he allowed them to go back. He allowed them to slow down. He allowed them to go back, and somewhere in the middle, he allowed the enemy to catch up, but not consume them. God knew that he was about to cause these Hebrews to walk through on dry ground. He knew that he was going to allow them to walk through this Red Sea. He knew that this was the last miracle that he needed to perform, that they wouldn't have to be scared anymore. But if they don't go back, if they mourn and complain like they did many times, but they did this right, if they don't go back, they'll always be running from the Egyptians. What am I saying? There's some things, if you don't address now, you're always going to be running from. You're always going to be thinking about. You're always going to be worried about. Hey, if you ain't got the money, and then people calling you about the money, answer the phone and tell them you ain't got the money. Why keep ignoring the call? Hey, I'm talking to you. Why keep ignoring the call? Why keep avoiding what you need to address? If you don't face it, how can you expect the God to fix it? So I resigned. I resigned from stuff in a good name without crisis. I straight up resigned. I straight up removed myself from certain situations. And sometimes that's the best thing. Proverbs 4:7, I think this is the last scripture. I don't want you to think we're in church. It says wisdom is the principal thing. Proverbs 4:7, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting understanding. Tying up loose ends is wise. Why? Because no more double work. Double work begins to cease when you tie up loose ends. Did I do it? Yeah, you did it. And you checked it off the list. Second thing, what wisdom is the principal thing. It's wise because there's no more nervous work. You ever work nervous because you thought Peter and Paul was going to show up on the same day? Live like that. Like you can work and live nervous, always wondering and worrying. And why? It's wise because no more anxious work. Anxiety. Here's how you do it. How do you tie up loose ends? First thing you do, you watch. Pay attention. This is time for inventory. Sit on your patio, sit on your toilet, wherever your happy place is, sit on your couch and really look. Take inventory. Write it down. Just don't think it. Put it in the notes in your phone. Watch, look. Like this is your one and only life. What you gonna do with it? You don't like where you are in your health? You don't like you lost weight in June and July. I wish I could lose weight in June and July. You lost weight in June and July, and then you gained weight here. Like what did you do? What did you do different? So we're going to take inventory. We're going to watch, right? We're going to take inventory. We're going to write it all down. We're going to write it all down. I need to call someone, so I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to finish it. Write it down. Watch. And then you're going to work it. You're going to do the work. I'm helping somebody get their license. They're actually not in our program, but I have favors, so we're going to help them get their license, and I'm telling them it's not as hard as it seems, and this is how much it's going to cost, and I'll personally pay for half of it for you, but I'm not doing anything but giving you money and advice. You're going to have to do all the work. Can I encourage you to listen? You can tie up loose ends, but it's going to take some work. But you're going to be free to do other things once you do this work. You know, I don't have a checking account. Personal story as I get ready to close this thing today. I think I don't own a checking account. I have checking accounts with different businesses and different stuff. I don't write checks. So most stuff is automated and somebody helps me with that and all of that. And so we got the church, we got nonprofit, we got facilities, all the stuff. And then my wife has a salon, right? It's her salon, but I pay all the bills. So it's my wife's salon. And basically I thought lights, water, everything was automated. And today of all days, won't go into details, but somebody called and like, hey, pastor, I saw your name on the list. I say, what? They say, yeah, your name on the list. I said, I thought that was automatic. Turns out that it wasn't the primary company, but it was a secondary company who has updates and various things. And the bill hadn't been paid in 3 months. Thank God I had favor and I was able to go up there, take care of it, and it was done. But I did something today. Because I never want to have my wife's company. The water didn't get cut off or whatever. I never want to have her in this position again. So I did something to ensure that didn't happen. They gave me a form. They said, you need a checking account. I said, I don't have it. I got a debit card. You can't take my debit card? I said, no. It's a certain way we do it. And for us, you need this check. You got to go get a check. I said, I got to get a check? Yeah, you got to go check. And I don't have a lot of time. I thought about it. I said, if I can take care of this now, I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I left that place. I went and got temporary checks. I went and get this. I filled out the form and I took it back. And they say, you're good. That don't mean much to you because you watch it on the camera or you listen online. But the point is, I'm not trying to put you to sleep. The point is, I took care of something that I could have put off for tomorrow. I took care of something that I could have had my wife do or the person that helps me with other things do. But I didn't. I handled it today. So I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. It'll automatically come out forever because I took care of it today. What do you need to take care of today? I know this is boring and but what do you need to take care of today? Because look, if you'll watch, take inventory. If you'll work, do the hard work, the head work, the hand work. If you do the work, then you won't have to worry. You will not have to worry. You're not supposed to be living worried all the time. Let's tie up some loose ends. Let's write it down. Let's pause this podcast. Let's finish this off. Let's take some inventory. Let's write some stuff down. Some stuff we said we was going to do in 16, 17, 19. Some stuff. Call them people. Make arrangements. Do what you have to do. Work through it. And then you won't have to worry.